Well, first of all, good to see you again.
Hello, Cameron.
Saw you at the premiere.
I know.
Before
it's
viewing
before and after
this movie, and I gotta tell you, I loved it.
I know.
It's so good.
Do you feel changed?
I feel a little bit changed.
That's before watching Solo and after watching Solo.
I mean, a little bit. I mean, here's a Star Wars movie with no Jedis and no Force, and it still completely held its own.
So true.
I mean, it's.
Yeah, there's like none of that. That's wild, man. I hadn't even thought about that.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
What was it like for you to be in there, to hear the audience? I mean, we were all freaking out.
Oh my God, it was so good. I mean, I was one of the audience. There's so much of the film that I hadn't seen because it's an ensemble piece, so, you know, there's loads of scenes that I'm not in, and, you know, characters that I don't play with, and but there was such an amazing camaraderie on the set and in the, like, makeup trailer. We'd all cross over and, you know, just be with each other, and because one of the beautiful things about a franchise like this is all the actors involved. You're not the stars. It's the legacy of Star Wars that's the star, and we're all little kids reduced or enhanced to our place of innocence and wonder and awe. And that was the feeling when I first found out that, you know, they wanted me to be Val. Was just, I went back to being 6 years old, the age I was when I first saw the original Star Wars movie.
Listen, you've been involved in a lot of cool projects, and you've been in the business a long time, and your kids have probably seen you do all sorts of things, but how did your stock as a mom go up when they found out that you were going to be part of Star Wars franchise?
I know, it's so funny. The kudos element is so, I mean, there's nothing. I'm so embarrassing to my children. I honestly, everything I do, opening my mouth, breathing, you know, they're at that age. And I remember when I found out, you know, I was going to do it, and I'd spoken to the directors, and it was in the bag. I waited like 2 days before telling my kids. I was just relishing the feeling of like,
really?
Yeah, because I just knew when I did it was going to be.
Impressive.
It was like going to be that moment, and we were just like hanging out, having dinner together, just cutting up food that Mummy's made, and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, Mummy's going to be in the new Star Wars. Yeah, and just carrying on.
Was there just like this silence at the table for a second?
Like, it was holy.
It held there for a minute.
It was holy. And I knew it would be. It was so great. But the truth is, it's been something that all the kids have already enjoyed, my kids, because the set was a place where the kids could come. And my 4-year-old, who was 3 at the time, came on set. The first day I went on set, I was with my mother. So 3 generations of us. And he didn't even know anything about Star Wars. He's too little. He's only just sort of learned how to talk and stuff. Sure. And he saw something across the set, this enormous set that was like, you know, a country. And he saw something, I saw him notice something. And I looked to where he was looking, and it was R2-D2. And he just walked over, away from Mummy and all of us, to this shape. And then the guy that was doing the remote control for R2-D2 saw my son and started to actually make R2 talk to Booker. So Booker had a conversation for like 2 minutes, and he ended up giving R2-D2 a hug. And we were all just standing back, like tears in my eyes. And that was my son's first impression of R2-D2. Not a doll, not in the movies, but like live. So he's gonna be like, sup, man?
Yeah, right.
You gotta like bring it now, because I've had serious like.
Where do you go from here as a mom?
Where do you go from here?
I guess, you know, potentially more solo movies.
I think I've reached the zenith. I think I have to be in it. You know,
you may have.
It's pretty special.
Okay, well, for a lot of people, we talked a little bit about the fans of this franchise. Have you had any really memorable fan encounters from this specific project yet? Has it kind of, I don't know, has it landed on them that you're part of this and has it affected that?
It's like a heat. It's like a heat coming from somewhere. This buzzing, you know, whether it's on social media or just, you know, anywhere. And it's a really warm, good sensation, exciting, and it's full of just a kind of positive energy, because that's the love for these characters and this whole world. And it's a world of hope, and it's a place of escapism, but also with, you know, projections into the future of what we could be dealing with, you know. It's a really exciting, it's really exciting to be a part of it, and particularly this movie, because, you know, Han is such a rebellious, devil-may-care. He's the kid that gets into trouble and does the things that every other kid wishes they could have done. And he's just this gorgeous, young, you know, rookie who's just got nothing to lose, because, you know, everything's gone from him, for him. And, you know, for him to go on this adventure and this journey, you know, to become the Harrison Ford character that we all know and love, but I just feel like it's such a great movie for our time, because it's about hope, and it's about jumping all in and having faith that something bigger than you is going to catch you, you know. And that's the energy of this, and I think we're all in that place right now of like, we're in this,
love it,
you know, crazy time. So I feel like this energy is going to be just soaked in by the audience. I'm so excited.
Alden stepping into those shoes, into the Han Solo shoes, how did he do?
How did he do?
How did he do?
It is like unparalleled. This actor, I would come and go, as we all did, because it was an ensemble cast, but he obviously was the thread that, you know, just carried everything through. I think he had one day off in a year. Literally.
Really?
I mean, he just, his commitment, his stamina, his kind of calm in the storm, because there was so much anticipation, there were so many, you know, people and elements that were relying on this to really deliver, because this is a character that people love so much, and it's really going to define a moment in the legacy of Star Wars. And he just was this kind of zen energy through the whole thing. And I said
even
to
at the
him,
premiere, he was kind of like that.
He was so chill.
I'm like, dude, this is like insane for you.
I know, but I was saying to him, I said, listen, honey, are you okay? Because you went through so much for this, and I can't think of anything that could match what he gave to the movie. No premiere, no number of fans. This guy gave all of himself. And he was like, yeah, I think, you know, I feel good. And that was just, that's all I needed to hear.
We know we got to spend some time with Harrison Ford. Did you get a chance to meet Harrison on set?
I haven't.
You haven't yet, okay.
No, I haven't. Not in this world anyway, no. But, oh God, I can't wait to hear what he thinks.
You mentioned having family on set, and Alden's Nana was there, and she kind of spilled the beans about his involvement, and, you know, even despite the fact that he had an NDA agreement. How did anything similar with your family visiting the set? Was anything kind of leaked, or did they have to sign NDAs like I mean, how does it all work?
Yeah, how does it work? No. But the secrecy is part of what's delicious about it all. Like, you know, it's part of the fun. It's part of the brotherhood, like the sisterhood, rather, or both. It's you invest, and it's nice. I love delayed gratification myself. I love building up the excitement before, you know, earning that treat. And that's what I feel like waiting and not knowing is all about. And we do spoil it for ourselves. That's why they're called spoilers. You know, it's actually spoiling something. But, you know, I get that too. People want to know because it's too much excitement. They need to kind of, you know, water it down. But, you know, I come from a time, being so old and everything, where I would wait a whole week to watch Dallas with my mom on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, literally like Monday would come around, it's coming Tuesday, and I would enjoy. And, you know, each week you'd kind of, I don't know, there's something about waiting for something special that is so rewarding. So it's not a cruel thing not to let everybody know about it. And my kids just loved it. They loved the fact that they had a little secret that they couldn't even tell their friends. Literally, they couldn't even tell their friends about Mama's hairdo.
That's incredible. And I got to wrap things up, but last question really quick. We know that Ron's daughter Bryce visited the set a little bit. Any other famous faces that came to the set just to kind of witness this incredible franchise? So many?
So many.
Like
so
who?
many wanted to just come by and visit. Oh my goodness, I can't even, well, I mean, literally, like, you're at Pinewood, okay?
Right.
And there's Jurassic World shooting over there. My daughter was shooting with Tim Burton in Dumbo over there. I mean, I would literally meet my kid for lunch. She was the star in this new Tim Burton movie that's coming out next year.
Amazing.
It was so crazy, meeting my kid for lunch in the cafeteria.
That is amazing.
She in her Dumbo costume, me, like, shrouded in Mummy's Star Wars costume. I should have taken pictures of that, but you're not allowed to. So, yeah, I mean, we had... I can't even think of
what a mother-daughter moment. You shooting Star Wars, you're shooting Tim Burton, that's incredible.
It was surreal and wonderful.
Good for you and good for her and your whole family. This is so exciting. I have to let you go, but congratulations on everything.
So much,
great
Cameron.
job.
Thank you.
Really great job.
Yay.
Great chatting with you again.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, darling.
See you.